Hey, long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so wet, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play Scramble pod through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, hopefully our voices sound just like you remember because we have new microphones. This is episode 46 of the Scramble podcast presented by Hedge Better. It's the Open, it's the 3M, and it's everybody's favorite Metro Detroit area golf event, the Rocket Mortgage.
Yes.
And welcome. I'm joined by Steve and Tim, my esteemed colleagues. Say what's up. Tim, if you're watching on YouTube, Tim has a mean beard right now.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm proud of. It's laziness. And I've been in this hole for like a month. But we're in the dog days of golf.
Yeah.
So we got to push through the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think we have to bring the energy because the events might not.
They have been good recently, though.
Look, yeah.
Golf has been fucking delivering.
Yeah. So tell us about your last few weeks. Where were you?
So Tim grew out the beard.
Yeah.
I grew out the
tan.
tan. Yeah, I was on my honeymoon.
Sweet.
All 17 days of it.
That's just so
well,
long.
so we sandwiched it in between two West Coast weddings. That's why. So it was wedding in Mexico, swung down to Cabo for a week, so then went back to California, had another wedding in San Diego. Then that's what took so long.
Gotcha.
But, it was great. It was relaxing, but it was also pretty upbeat. A lot of activity.
This is good. Yep.
You know.
Give the people what they want.
Exactly. I don't mean to brag, but you know. So, but I played a round of golf, a couple of rounds of golf, but one mainly at this resort. At the resort I was playing at, played at Quivira, which is built in 2014, and it's already a top 100 course in the world. Super duper cool, and I can go into much more detail about that. What was not super duper cool, I did not get to play Quivira with my golf clubs. So here's the story. You're probably wondering, Steve, why is it so important that you try to get your golf clubs down to Mexico so that way you could play Quivira with them? A $300 round of golf.
Yikes.
Yeah, which is fine. It was definitely worth it.
Honeymoon, spend your money. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so you guys may have heard of a company.
You can air them out. I can't stand them either.
Okay.
So
we're going to clip this, and this is going.
Yeah.
I'm on a fucking crusade against them. So there's a company called Shipsticks. Now, Shipsticks, logistically, is supposed to pick up your golf clubs and ship them to another location. Almost like shipping your sticks, right, to a golf resort.
And so this could be from a home to a home,
Yeah.
from a golf course to a golf course,
home to golf
course.
resort. Hypothetically, from Andover, Massachusetts, all the way out to Baja California, Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Almost like that might be something worth their while. Might be something that they charge you $375 to do.
Jesus.
And then ultimately cannot get it done. Why did my clubs not make it to Mexico?
Was it all the drugs you were smuggling in your golf bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
that's not
most efficient thing to do is to smuggle your drugs into Mexico.
Into Mexico, yeah.
Naturally. So, I booked my appointment or whatever. Like the guy was going to swing by the house. They utilize like a third party service, like a FedEx or DHL, whatever it is. So I booked all that sort of stuff, and I printed out. I got a confirmation email. Print all this out. Here's all the instructions on how to go forward and pack up your golf bag for your trip. Blah blah blah. I print everything out. It's right in front of me. I go through. It has on the paper that I printed out from my email, which says this is for your trip to Mexico. It says here's all the things that are allowed to be shipped. Mm-hmm. Here are all the things that are not allowed to be shipped. I promptly went through my golf bag. I took out all the things that would be caught by customs and not be allowed. Yeah. And then I left all the things that, per the sheet of paper right in front of my eyeballs, were allowed.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sensing where this is going.
Okay. So naturally, the next day, guy comes, scans the thing, takes my golf bag, he's off.
See ya.
Couple hours later, maybe even that night, I get an email from my case manager over at Shipsticks, and he lets me know, hey, by the way, before your trip to Mexico, you have to understand that Mexico actually, believe it or not, has the strictest security when it comes to their borders in the world when it comes to shipping.
You don't say.
A little bit of hypocrisy there, but I'm not going to, let's not go down that path, but okay. So allegedly, now when it comes to Mexico, you are not allowed to pack your golf shoes, golf balls, golf tees, or a golf glove. All of the above cannot be in your golf bag.
So all your bag can have is clubs, head covers, and the bag itself.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Also, when you ship to Mexico, you have to ship your golf clubs and the bag itself in a cardboard box. None of this was communicated to me.
Hold on. So now you had to go get a cardboard box big enough to hold and fit your golf bag, which is already in a case because you have a travel case.
Yes, I have a travel case. Yes, exactly.
Which is in lieu of not using a box.
Exactly. Correct. And also, you cannot put a lock on your stuff.
Well, how else are they going to steal your stuff?
Yeah,
this makes
exactly.
sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
so-
if I'm going to steal your stuff, I'd like you to not lock it.
So,
Okay.
the Mexican authorities being obviously very clear and upfront about their intentions to just completely fucking rob from you. But
Yeah.
so he tells me all of that, and I'm just like, pal, this would have been unbelievable to know 24 hours ago. And he was like, well,
What movie is he? He's like, that information would have been helpful yesterday.
so all of a sudden I'm just like, so what is going to happen to my golf clubs? Like, are they going to get to the resort? So my case manager, Ryan, if that's what your real name is, he lets me know that my clubs are going to be detained by Mexican customs and held for 60 days before release. I was a little bit shocked, to say the least. And he was like, well, there was a disclosure on the website that you would have had to read that said something about this. I'm like, okay. One, nobody reads website disclosures. Two, even if I did check that off or whatever that may be, you sent me a fucking shipping document that says what's allowed, what's not allowed. When I am packing for a 17-day vacation, I am not going to think back hey, 7 days ago when I booked my appointment to have my clubs picked up, what did that thing say? It's like, no, I printed off the documents.
Yeah.
They're right in front of me. If it's not my fault that you cannot come up with Mexico-specific documents, that's a you issue. I'll give you look at me as an outside analyst that came in and did some research into your processes as a company, and I gave you an opportunity to improve upon them, just sacrificing my fucking happiness in the meantime. Yeah. Okay. So
you're on a call with the board of directors.
So the
next
guy
week.
tells me, he's like, well, it gets better. He's like, well, I actually see that your clubs are still at the facility in Boston, so you can actually drive to Boston, remedy the circumstances and situation, get it in a box, take all the stuff that's not allowed, and then you should be all set. Okay, sweet. Middle of the workday, I was working from home. I just drop everything that I'm doing in terms of my actual pay me, a salary to live job. I drive from Andover into the seaport in Boston. It's about 35 minutes in the middle of the day. Gas prices, as everyone is aware, are completely very cheap and affordable right now. So this didn't cost me an extra $60 fucking to accomplish. Get to the facility, they don't know where it is.
It was gone.
It was gone.
Had to be gone, right?
After 15 minutes, they come back. They say your stuff is in Cincinnati. So I call the people in Cincinnati. I'm like, can you? I'm like, can someone just it's unlocked because I couldn't put a lock on it. So can you guys just reach into my golf bag, grab my golf shoes and all the other stuff, just ship that back to me, and then just get the actual golf clubs themselves to the fucking resort so I can just play a round of golf? Is this possible? Does anybody have a functional brain capable of thinking for more than 10 seconds?
Cincinnati's a beautiful city, so I don't.
I'm not going down that path. I'm not going. All right. Anyway, I do have to be in Kentucky in like 3 weeks for work, and I'm not thrilled about it. But anyway, yeah.
So they said no to you. They were just like, no, we can't do
So then they basically said, so they were like, we can actually try that. It's an extraordinary request, but let's see if we can get that done. They're searching around their facility in Cincinnati. They can't find it. Finally, they're like, once again, well, we scanned it 7 hours ago, and it should be here, but it actually ended up, it's on a flight to La Paz, Mexico. So now finally, I'm just like, okay, I'm not getting the clubs. They're just not gonna. They're gone. I just like my precious golf clubs, which I've spent an unbelievable amount of money over the course of a very long time to build up, had them custom tailored to me and my swing. They could be in Iceland at this point. I don't know. So I just told the guy, I said, I just need a full refund. I just need to get my clubs back to my address, hopefully not snapped in half or stolen, please. Like, can you just accomplish that? And the guy, long story short, because I don't want to keep going on and on, it's a saga that builds out from here. But finally, they did get my clubs. They did retrieve them, not subject to the 60-day hold. They did eventually get them home like last week after I was already back from my honeymoon. They held them in Mexico for like 25 days.
Jesus.
Finally, they're home. And Shipsticks, in an effort to appease me and try to keep me as a customer, of the $375 I gave them for this to ship my clubs back and forth across the entire continent,
credit.
They refunded me 50%. So I paid Shipsticks like $200 and something for them to ship my clubs all over the world for me to not actually use them.
I think I would say, like, I'm sure you've done this, but I'd say absolutely fucking not. I want all of it back.
No, yeah, I will be getting it back. I don't care if I have to drive to the CEO's house. I will find you, motherfucker. Like, you're at the very least, you're giving me my money back because I swing the golf club fast. I don't mean to brag, but I have like 120 plus mile an hour swing speed. Now, when you swing the club that fast, and you try to now switch it up to a bunch of rentals, which are just stiff shafts when you normally need extra stiff, that would be the equivalent of if you're listening, if you have a woman in your life that golfs, go out to the garage,
and
pick up her clubs and swing them as hard as you can. Tell me it doesn't feel like it's not going to snap in half around your back. Like, so, yeah, I didn't like shoot the greatest round. It was still a very fun round at Quivira.
The shoes thing would have really bugged me.
Because I knew about this ahead of time, I did end up bringing an extra pair of shoes in my luggage, but that's one more thing to pack. And oh, by the way, over by 2 pounds. And it's like, yep. So now I had to pay like the extra fucking charge for that to get my like just top to bottom, start to finish. Shipsticks, you incompetent, absolute assholes with terrible customer service and a horrific business model. You deserve to go out of business. There's nothing redeemable about you. I hate you.
I love this. I think this is good. We're gonna start like a real vendetta against them. I might just start tagging them in our shit.
I will not go.
You're fighting an uphill battle. I just looked up their reviews and they're flawless.
No.
Because you can edit those, Tim.
No. This is my crusade. I personally will be bringing down this presumably billion-dollar company. I will bring them down to their knees because that's a level of incompetence that just cannot last in the business world.
No, their customer service is tough. We have a friend that had all of his clubs snapped, and they blamed it on FedEx. No, it wasn't on them. So
that's
I don't know.
Horrifying.
I know.
But golf. Enough about me.
What a few weeks. Cam Smith, the 150th Open champion. Tony Baloney gets it done yesterday, Tim. What a guy. What a finish. We found out that the claret jug fits 2 beers, which it looks like it'd be bigger, but when you see the guys holding it,
it gets like
thin. It looks thin.
Yeah.
Only a few more events for the playoffs, so we'll be doing this only for another few weeks where we take our big our break, and then we got President's Cup randomly in the middle of the winter, so we'll do another 2 shows around that. That'll be something be fun. But tell me what's up for this week.
Timmy. Uh-oh, is he frozen?
Is he frozen?
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, froze. What's happening now?
I said, dude, tell us about this week's show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So obviously we missed the recap of the Open, so we're going to go over that. Cam Smith's first major. I think it's about time.
Oh, yeah.
It says Tony's Sunday charge, but it's really Scott Piercy just threw up all over himself, along with everybody else on the leaderboard. But congrats to Tony, third career win, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's more lib nonsense. And then we got the Rocket Mortgage. We're just stomping away until we get to the FedEx Cup.
I know. I need the BMW. I can't do the, was it this and then the Wyndham. Although the Wyndham last year, Tim, that was the 7-man playoff, wasn't
Kevin
it?
Kisner, yeah. Kisner came away with
That was actually an electric finish.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk briefly about the Open at the Old Course, and then we'll talk about Tony here. Cam Smith, 28 years old, champion golf of the year, beats Cam Young by 1 after a monster eagle on the 18th hole at St. Andrews, and beats crowd favorite Roy McIlroy by 2. First time in the history of major championship golf, that all 4 majors are held by players under 30.
It's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game. Hey, Live Golf, you can have all the guys that are over 35. Ties a major record at 20 under, a Sunday 64, 4 strokes back to start the day. And dare I say that majors are never over until that 72nd hole is complete, okay?
We've been talking about the anecdote that no lead in golf is safe at this point.
It's not.
And this was that on steroids.
And then, obviously, to a way lesser degree, like this week.
Yeah,
Scott
of
Piercy
course.
was up 5 on the 9th hole.
Yeah.
Just
par.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It didn't look good on Saturday. On par 4 13th, he legit tried to hit like a baseball stance on the side. You guys see this? On the side of the bunker. He ends up with double. And I remember sending a text being like, that might have just cost him the claret jug. Mm-hmm. But it didn't. 5 consecutive birdies on Sunday from 10 to 14. Leapfrogs Rory and Cam Young. Both of them sort of stagnant on the round. Cam heat up later. But an insane stretch of putt. 14th hole, putting from right of the pot bunker onto the green. Just an all-time shot. And then the video comes out of Rory in 2015 trying to do the same thing,
yeah.
puts it right in the bunker. I mean, and he says, I sometimes think that being behind on certain golf courses and in certain situations is a good thing. I think that it's very easy to get defensive out there and keep hitting to 60 and 70 feet. Literally exactly what Rory was doing for the most part.
Yeah.
And you can make pars all day, but you're not going to make birdies. Gained 11 strokes with his putter on the week. Some insane stuff. The up and down on the road hole on 17 at St. Andrews is just so that there was a tweet thread about guys that were at the course listening to some locals that said Cam Smith just made a 5 on the road. And one guy says, oh, he did? I hadn't seen it on the scoreboard. And the other guy goes, well, no, he's in a bad spot, and no one pars the road hole from where he is. Boom.
I mean, what do you think? Do we have the actual statistics, or you guys just want to take a guess at what's the scoring average on that 17th road hole at St. Andrews? Has to be above par.
It's over par.
Has to be.
Yeah.
There's no chance it's not.
Because everybody, even though you can get there close, you can't see it. It's blind. And your second shot with the way how skinny that green is in the middle, and then obviously like that road bunker. Like Jordan putted through it on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Like putted from the road right up it on the side. Actually, he parred it. That was kind of cool. But Sunday I thought was fantastic. I was glued to the coverage last week. I don't know if you guys had any other thoughts on Cam, and then I'm going to talk about Rory.
Tim.
No, I think you covered it. How many wins is that this year?
3?
That's 3 now.
Because the players, obviously the Open, and then what else?
Did he win the Tournament of Champions?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 3 pretty big tournaments.
It's no joke.
Huge year for Cam Smith. I mean, the 2 years before this, he was not this dominant, but you could see signs of like, oh, this guy could win majors, and it's finally clicking. I love how he plays golf. He's so fucking aggressive.
It's awesome.
If he can get off the
I feel
tee-
like such an idiot that I was like, I don't know if I trust his driver in the wind. There was no wind.
Yeah,
there was no wind.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. But it's not a new feeling to Rory, but it's also not a good one. Relinquishes a lead at St. Andrews, finishes solo third. Kyle Porter says, the greatest risk of romance is tremendous heartbreak. The entire course rooting for him, all the tweets, all of it, from people that are on the grounds. A couple of players were in town after Saturday rounds, having a few beers, and the locals were saying, "Have a good night and make sure you pray for Rory tomorrow." The press conference after, just insanely sad. He talked about dealing with setbacks. You have to be a light in the good and the bad. It's just so downtrodden. And then the story of where he gets in the cart with his wife and he just leans his head on her shoulder. Like, it seems to be the same old song and dance. Not enough putts. He doesn't sink enough putts in clutch time to stay where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Not to say that he's a bad putter. Just doesn't have that 1 to 2, he had a couple of lip outs on Sunday from 8 feet, 9 feet he had.
I mean, that par putt on 17 by Cam Smith, that's just like, that's the definition of a guy making it when it needs to happen. And Rory just didn't. I mean, he even had a couple of 12, 15, 20-foot
That's
putts.
the thing.
Yeah. I mean, relatively flat surfaces by and large. I mean, there's obviously some mounds and whatnot like throughout the course, but you just have to make one. You have to.
It's overused, but true. I think the drive for show, putt for dough thing.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I think too, like, anybody can go out and get hot with a putter. Like, Colin's done that how many times now?
Oh,
he did
yeah.
that at the Open in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
But not anybody can come out on a given day and be the best ball striker. Like, there's just guys who are better at ball striking.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'd always take the guy who's a better ball striker and a worse putter over the guy who's a really good short game guy and not a good ball
Which
striker.
we tend to do, actually. I mean, why do you think I wasn't all over Cam Smith? Because I said, I bet on Rory. I said he's the best ball striker out there.
Yeah.
Bet on a guy like JT, where I said, even though he had a lackluster week, like that's the guy. That's exactly what you're saying. That's the dude that does the clutch shot making from the tee, from the fairway.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: it's still an absolutely beautiful display of golf. It's beautiful and it's fleeting. It's the pressure of a lifetime on your shoulders that you may never get off. It's knowing how good you are and still believing. And despite all the belief and the intangibles and the preparation, Tim, someone can play better than you for a week, and you got to dust yourself off, and you got to dive back in. It's you versus the course. It's not you versus another player. What they do does not impact how you can hit your next shot. Golf, man. What a game.
Yeah. Yeah. And the course showed up. The elements didn't show up, but the course did.
The course was awesome looking.
They
I
said
just
that-
wish that one day was pissing rain.
Yeah.
Or windy.
A wind or rain definitely would have helped, but didn't they say that the fairways were running at like a 13 or a 14?
Yeah.
Like they said that the fairways were running faster than the greens. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
How firm are they got to be? But one thing that did piss me off, it felt like guys basically kind of just spraying all over the place, but they weren't getting caught in really terrible lies and fescue. Occasionally there were some bad lies, but like
No, I saw a couple of those holes that are not quite dogleg but slanting left. Guys wouldn't even look at the they were putting it in the fescue knowing they could get it out.
Yeah.
I always thought that fescue was more penal.
that I honestly thought when the ball was going into the fescue originally, I was like,
What did they
bogey if you're lucky.
do? Yeah.
And because that's what I've been kind of programmed and conditioned to think when I think St. Andrews saying it the appropriate way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think St. Andrews, when I think Ireland, UK, all that style of golf.
Yeah,
like,
no trees,
I
but-
think fescue means like you're dead, you're
Dead.
out of the hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't the case. So that kind of was a bummer for me. Not as much wind as we're used to, but that's kind of just an anomaly. But the course did show up at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
what was the winning score to par?
20 under.
Yeah, I think with wind that's probably maybe 12.
That's the thing. Yeah. Which is what we
Yeah, but
thought.
Yeah.
I hate that they have to rely on the elements.
I know.
To how difficult. I mean, this is the Open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that the golf.com put out the post that says what do you think a 10 handicap shoots? And the majority of the answer was 80 to 95.
Well, that's mostly because most people are delusional,
Oh.
and they also don't keep their scores correctly.
True.
I mean, I keep
Sure.
showing up every week expecting to break 90.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would guess that over 50% of golfers in the GIN are not accurately keeping their score.
And that's annoying.
Sad.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the course is like a million years old. Maybe you like do some work to it. I understand the I don't know what the best word to put it is, the nostalgia, and it's like a precious commodity in the golf world. But I mean, I don't know. Can they keep playing this every 5 years? It's just the scores are progressively getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it just needs like it needs a
Or just,
facelift.
like, make the fescue penal.
Really penal.
Yeah.
Fescue, really penal.
Yeah.
That would honestly help because even with no wind, then you'd be forced to hit fairways.
Yeah, I think that's the secret. Because
I know it's an unpopular opinion.
No, I'm 100% with you. That's all I complained about to
but I
my
mean, if
friends
the wind
and family.
shows up, then the lowest round that we're seeing guys go is 4, maybe 5 under.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, it wasn't windy.
True.
Damn. Like
Yeah.
there should be a test in itself.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, look, the country club in Brookline showed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So and it didn't. It had good weather all week.
Hey man, that's been the best major venue this year. I'll say it.
Yeah.
You could say it's Augusta all you want, but Augusta doesn't really change. I think the country club nailed
Have
it.
you seen the 13th at Augusta? Have you seen those aerials?
But good weeks from Tommy Fleetwood, the Bulldog Brian Harmon, Pat Cantlay, Xander again, Adam Scott. I'd say sort of disappointing weeks from Sugar Shane Lowry, not what we expected. Scotty, definitely not very good from what we expected. Willie Z and John Rahm, the same. And then I'll say very bad showings from JT. He just couldn't get in birdie zone. He was par putts all day. Max Homa, Colin, tough to defend and miss the cut, which I think is the first time that's happened in a very long time. Mm-hmm. But maybe this goes back to my theory, Tim. I don't even know. Does he have that ball flight? I don't know. Seamus Power, tough week. I know we were all over him. That was disappointing. And then Gary Woodland. He had been playing well. So I expected out of him. But before we move to the 3M, perhaps a farewell for Eldrick Tiger Woods. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think that was it?
No,
A farewell from the Open, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
No, he sprinted across that bridge. He was not stopping on that bridge to give people
he
the
knows what he's
opportunity.
doing. Yeah. I think most people pointed that out, that it was just like he didn't do the whole shebang, stand there for a minute and wave. He just tipped his cap and kept walking.
Yeah. I mean, even Jack, quote unquote, retired, right? And
Yeah,
then,
but
and
do
then
you
he came
think-
back for one more, didn't
Yeah,
he?
but do you think he wants to come back and play another Open that will 100% play harder than it did this year somewhere else?
Who knows how healthy he is?
That's what I'm saying. He came out and missed the cut. So it's like, do you think he wants to keep doing that?
Yeah, but so
Probably.
obviously
Yeah.
with me being down in Mexico, like I didn't catch as much as I would have wanted to. How did he look? Like, was the ball strike in there? What
Dude,
where
Tim,
was he missing
no,
out?
it was not. His tee ball on one falling into someone's divot was all of the bad omens that I needed. I said, I cannot believe I put money on him to make the cut now.
If I had to guess, he lost close to 5 or 6 strokes on approach.
Damn.
In 2 days.
Really?
It was like his irons and wedges were, and that's who Tiger Woods
I was
is.
gonna because it's a course that if you hit enough bombs, you're gonna have that's a lot of wedges on that course.
Yeah,
So for
the
him-
driver was from what I watched. I watched his round with him and Max. Like, looked fine.
Damn.
Couldn't put himself in birdie zone at all.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's not your week.
But like the ball in the divot thing was just so perfect. Like, where's that rule? Why can't he just put it not in the divot?
He lost almost 4 strokes on approach
Wow.
and almost 4 strokes putting.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's not Eldrick taunt that we're used to.
No,
But I mean, I could go on for probably 55 consecutive
Me
minutes
too.
without breathing, just talking about the divot rule and how that
I
needs
know.
to change.
I
We're
know.
all in agreement. Like, we don't have to go down the rabbit hole, but we're all in agreement that there has to be an
the
adjustment.
thing is, though, recently I did read a long string of tweets about how you just have to deal with the course the way it is. Like,
But that's not the way it is. It's the way
yeah.
that it was before.
Yeah.
Some
It should be
asshole.
round under repair. I don't understand.
Exactly.
I don't understand the ambiguity yet. If you took someone who's never played golf before, explain the rules of what ground under repair is, showed them a divot and then a ball in the divot, what would they say?
Oh yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, I can move this."
Yeah, I mean, it's just like so silly. I don't even know. I literally don't understand the argument.
Yeah,
Like we do with majors. Don't overthink it.
yeah. Don't
fix the rule.
Fix the rule.
That's it.
All
Every
right.
tournament we have at my club, roll in the fairway.
Yep. That's fair.
Everyone.
Which
Totally
I'll
fair.
be there this weekend, Tim. Are you healthy enough? Are you playing?
No, but
Wow.
I'm gonna come watch you guys come in on Sunday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell
Good
yeah.
luck, boys.
Hell yeah. That'll do it for the Open. It was a magical tournament. Major season is over, sadly, but we can look forward to the end of the playoffs and the President's Cup. So, top 10, Tony Finau. I'll say this. Storms back from 7 down entering round 4 to win the 3M for his 3rd victory. Strung together some early birds. Went out 1 under. He was down 5 when he was on 9. And I literally wasn't watching. I mean, it's no secret. I bet on him. He was going to be my survivor if we put out all that shit. You guys are very lucky. You're welcome. On birdies 14, 15, and 16 to go now 4 under through the round, while Piercy goes bogey, par, bogey, double bogey, bogey.
It's like me out there.
Dude, his swing too is weird. Did you look at this?
I didn't see it, no.
It doesn't make a full move really, and it looks very nonchalant.
Okay.
And he trap hooked one on 18 doing that, and literally drove the ball 240 yards up on the left. I had no idea. But coming down the stretch, Tony's up 2 or 3. Tony's up 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
4 on 17. Just adrenaline, pure adrenaline. Crushes his tee-ball on the par 3, hits the grandstand, and fires back past the hole. Looks like it's going in the water, and I'm going, here we go now. It's going to be some sort of playoff. Dude, catches on, I think, what did he have, a foot maybe, Tim? Maybe about a foot to the water in the rough. Just sat there.
Oh, my God.
And then, of course, he gets up, chips it to about 6 inches,
Yeah,
tap
of
in
course.
3.
Yeah, because those guys, it's just just got to get it out there. Give me a chance.
And then on 18, all the announcers are doing the same thing they did to Matty Fitz. They're going, I don't know why he's taking driver here. He should be taking a 3-wood. Should be taking a driving iron here. He doesn't need this. He pulls a Louis Oosthuizen at the at Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Okay.
Right into the water.
Yeah.
On 18, and I'm going, here we fucking go. Now he has to bogey really because there's guys behind him. Like if Grillo birdied 17, birdied 18, we might have had a chance. He's a fraud, by the way.
Yeah.
Nope, up and down, tap in bogey. 3rd win, 2nd in less than a year. Some decent form coming into playoffs, where he won an event last year. So, Scott Piercy, all-time collapse. I literally wasn't gonna watch Sunday because he was up so much. When that happens, I know we're golf fans, but I'll admit it. If one guy's running away and I have no skin in him winning, I'm not watching. Finishes T4, dude. He doesn't even come in 2nd or 3rd. After a brutal stretch on the back 9, loses 4 strokes in 3 holes, while Tony birdied 3 straight. He was also battling a blister. Did you see this?
Blisters are brutal, though. They I know that people make fun of them, especially pitchers in the MLB.
Oh yeah.
I have a cut
Hey,
right
put
here.
your shoe on.
Yeah, dude. Stop taking your shoe off.
What is,
Every shot he would hit, and then take his shoe off and walk in his sock to the next shot.
Yes, more friction. That's what you need. Fucking idiot. Now, did somebody do the whole thing where they did a tweet thread of just kind of calculating out exactly how much money he cost himself by blowing up? Because those are always fun.
Oh yeah, he definitely lost over $1 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, because I think T4 ends up with maybe 300.
I mean, obviously,
300K.
you're making more money playing 4 rounds of golf than 99% of Americans.
Right.
But still.
Also, the percentage of him winning when Tony was on 9 and he was on 8, Tony had it was like a 0.5% chance of him
it
winning.
has to be.
It was like Spieth at Harbortown.
Oh, God. That's horrifying.
Yeah. Emiliano Grillo had a shot, but I think he's a fraud. Sung J.M. had a good week. Tom Hoagie played well. He was already in a good spot for playoffs. He'll be in the top 30. That's basically it. 3M Open. A lot of birdies made, and also the highest amount of double bogey or worse, apparently, on tour. I learned that this week. I don't really have much else. You guys got anything?
No.
Nah. Let's move on. All right. 2 weeks ago, I had a Jordan jacket for a top 20. That was W. I used Colin in Survivor. That was a missed cut. Not great. But Stevie picked Tiger, so that's fine.
I was drunk in Mexico. I got emotional. Okay? Leave me alone.
My bets, though, from the Open were below average. But from what I gauged, also golf Twitter was below average. I don't know. Is that true, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, Scotty misses a cut, right? Colin
Yeah.
misses a cut. Homa played terrible. All names that's a defending champ. Arguably the hottest player over like the last 2 months in Homa.
Yep.
So like everybody kind of got killed. I mean, I avoided Rory completely, which was a monumental error on my part. I played 150 DraftKings lineups, and Tiger Woods was in 90 of them.
Oh, my.
So it was just a total nightmare, just start to finish.
Okay, good. And all right, let's get into it, and then we'll get into the Rocket Mortgage here. David Faraday calls quits from NBC to join Live Golf on their analyst panel. And you have to think that they gave him an unreasonably large amount of money.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, Liv didn't really have any good golf analysts before this. Okay, he's the first actual guy that sort of knows what he's doing. Because right now, the guy that calls the thing is Arlo White, and he's my Premier League guy.
Mm.
He's my week to week, and now he's off the Premier League, which is kind of sad. But what an awesome guy. It's tough that we won't get him on the call anymore. He's always call it like you see it. I love his show on Golf Channel. I always tune in if he has good guests.
Yeah.
And then the most recent thing I'm hearing is Charles Barkley.
Who would sell out his family, allegedly.
He would literally kill a family member for $200
That's
million.
the biggest signing they will make.
Oh, yeah. Bigger than any player.
Any player. Not even close.
Now,
So
Timmy,
Charles is gonna tank.
As a basketball guy,
Yeah,
is this going to fuck up the TNT for you, like the
No,
playoffs
I
and
think
everything?
he wants to do. I think that the deal is he can do both.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That would be
Because
fair.
TV has nothing to do with the PGA.
Yeah.
It'd be
No.
ridiculous of Lip to not let him do both. I would be pissed. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that panel.
Yeah. They're
The
fun.
best
I don't
panels-
even like basketball, but they're fun.
That's arguably the best. I'll give that and the college football game day guys are my 1A and 1B.
I feel like that's a different though. Like TNT, that's that's just pure entertainment. That's
I guess you're
college
right.
football guys are just I think the best at what they do.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, if he goes, great. It's like you said, it's the biggest guy they get. But now the rumors of Cam Smith floating around, after his press conference, the guy asked him 5 minutes after he wins, can you fucking relax with this shit?
Yeah. Let it breathe.
Not the time.
Read the room.
But then also, I don't know, Tim, what his answer wasn't really a no. So I don't.
It absolutely wasn't a no. He did the Patrick Cantlay. My team handles all this stuff.
Which I think I would.
First of all, what does that mean?
I think-
I understand you have an agent, but you're not dictating these conversations.
Yeah.
If I had an agent, I wouldn't be so he handles all this, and then he approaches you on Monday morning and says, by the way, congrats on the win at the Open, but I just signed you to Live.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
No.
You're talking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. I wonder if he has a manager, a money guy, and the agent, and all three of them are what do we think? Yeah, because ultimately it's your decision. You're the one fucking playing golf. I don't
By
know.
the way, all of these agents of all of these players are saying go to Live.
Oh, yeah, because they're...
I make a commission off that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naturally, yeah. They're going to be overnight billionaires.
I'm 8%. So
8% of 100 million is a lot of fucking money.
a lady in Florida died over last weekend. It's really sad, obviously. She fell into a water hazard that had alligators, and they ripped her to shreds on the golf course.
Sheesh. This did happen.
How sick is that?
That did happen in Harbortown a couple of months prior to my first ever golf trip there, and the caddies were telling me about it. I was like, well, great. Thanks for telling me that right before the first fucking tee.
Yeah. Dude, brutal. I saw the story pop up and I was like, I have to say this on the podcast. Obviously really sad. We don't want anyone to die, but also
anyone?
The guy that got your hand? I got his head. Ches Reavie wins the Barracuda. So this event uses Stableford scoring, which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you guys in on this? Because I think it's awesome.
I think the more that they can make fun events, especially for something that's not going to get as much
Exactly.
eyes on it, put a format
So
to it.
Stableford is, 2 points for a birdie, 1 point for a par, -1 for a bogey, 3 for an eagle. And at the end of the week, it's just how many points did you amass? I think it's great.
Yeah. Yep. Make golf more fun.
There we
Make
go.
it more digestible.
And then to make golf less fun, ESPN Plus announced that their price is going up, which means that it's now going to be more expensive to watch golf.
ESPN is out of touch with people? You don't say.
The very same people?
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
For one.
Talk about fumbling the bag.
Dude.
ESPN dominated sports, and then they just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
For 15 years, and we're like, nobody's going to do anything else.
The bottom line, in the morning,
There's no competitors.
Sports Center, like the actual recap coverage, and then the bottom line, just showing all the scores. On my house, every single day, from like second grade to like senior year of high school.
Oh, yeah, same.
Every morning. And they just blew that because they're absolutely incompetent.
Yeah.
But
They should hook up with Shipsticks.
They should. An ESPN
Shipsticks brought to you by ESPN.
Yes. And then both of them can go down in a fiery fucking wreck.
All right, take us into the Rocket Mortgage at lovely Detroit Golf Club.
Detroit Golf Club. Built, or established more accurately, in 1899. It's been there quite a bit. Started as 6 holes?
Yep.
Yeah. It started as just like a little 6-hole little course just to get some of those Detroitians. Is that it? We're going with it. Just a little solace, a little golf out there. And sure enough, over the course of time in the early teens, it looks like that's where they linked up with Donald Ross. So it's a Donald Ross track. For the PGA Tour, it plays as 7,370 yards, par 72. I don't have numbers on the slope or anything like that, but it's for these guys, it's a mid-range course, not too difficult. It is the flattest course that they
Literally
are
the
play.
flattest course on tour.
Yeah, according to
Bombs away.
what's it? ShotLink, yeah. So according to ShotLink, that it is very flat. It's kind of tight, but you also don't need to be particularly accurate. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in that regard, but some fun facts. Henry Ford used to be a member once upon a time. He obviously isn't anymore. He's dead AF. The weather, really quickly, just Stevie weather reports, getting back into the swing of things. It's Detroit in the summertime, Michigan in the summertime. It's going to be nice. High 80s, probably very humid. I'm not sure about wind, but no precipitation, so nothing crazy that's going to throw any disruptions. Quick par 5 and par 3 report. Par 5s are very scoreable. The par 3s, not so much. So the par 5s, 620 yards, 560, 546, and 571 respectively. All of them are in the mid 4s in terms of a scoring average, like 485 on that 620-yard one. So obviously, very few people are getting in 2.
Yep.
The rest are reachable though, and that make them a little bit more scoreable. As for the par 3s, the 5th hole is 135 yards, and that comes in at a 2.93 scoring average. So hole in one, yes, I know what you're thinking, obviously. And also the 15th...
I'm also laughing at what Tim just wrote in the document, but keep going.
I missed it.
It's okay.
And then also the 15th hole is 142 yards. So you have 2 holes with basically a wedge for most guys on tour.
Yeah.
They both are at 2.93 scoring average, respectively. So, but the other 2 are brutal. 203 yards and then 238 yards, both scoring above par on average. Historically, you're probably looking at a winner that's going to come in somewhere around 18 under to about 25, 26, 27 under, just depending on conditions and everything. A very fun closing hole that scores above par. It is a par 4, 467 yards. It's a split fairway. That split fairway has almost like a ravine running through it. I think it's for drainage and everything.
Fun.
Scoring average of 4.14. So it's not an easy hole to close out. So again, the theme of this year with the PGA Tour has been, no lead is safe. It's been coming down to the wire. You really got to close out at the very least with par. But even asking for a par on the 18th and that 72nd hole is going to be no easy task. So that could make things interesting. That's pretty much what I get. I'll let you guys take us into key course stats.
Yeah, Tim?
My volume just cut out.
Tell
Hey, again?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, all right. Shots gained total. It looked like a pretty even dispersion on our guy Rick Ron Good's site on the key stats. Because of the scoring average, and because I refuse to believe that long hitters aren't better golfers than short hitters, I'm going to go with driving distance.
Me too.
So putting is important, but my new strategy with putting is don't look at strokes gained putting.
Interesting. What are you going to look at?
Everything else, and just hope that the guy gets hot with the putting. I think that's just my new theory. But yeah, I mean, just like ball striking, I guess. But I'm leaning towards longer hitters.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do just strokes gained off the tee, driving distance, greens and reg, and then putting under 20 feet. Because the greens are a little small, so if you're hitting it good, you're hitting 10, 15 footers. Nothing crazy. Like, I'm probably super predictable. I'm going to hit a couple guys that can hit the shit out of the ball and just, like, hopefully they can bully the golf course today. Like, if Bryson was playing in this, like, he'd be a pretty popular
Yeah, he
pick.
won it a couple of years back.
Yeah. So,
What'd
you say?
Matt Wolf win this event?
He has.
No, did he?
Yeah.
Because I thought it
No,
was
Cam Davis won.
Yeah, no, it was
Davis.
It was Bryson
Yeah, so
over
just-
Wolf.
And
by a
Cam
couple
Davis
strokes.
can't do anything but
Bombs.
hit bombs. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm just riding with strokes gained total, strokes gained on approach. This is going to be, again, ball strikers who can hit a friggin' iron, who can get those par threes, both over 200 yards, one almost 240. So who's going to be able to throw a dart? Like you said, it's small greens. Who's going to be able to off the tee? You don't have to be accurate whatsoever. The stats bear that out. You can just bomb it all over the place and just let it fly. The rough hopefully isn't going to be too ridiculous, but if you can just land on the green, and then obviously the last part, just strokes gained putting. Just make a putt. I'm going opposite of Tim here, so we'll obviously see how this one plays out. But who can score? Who knows how to roll the rock and when the time comes, and who can get the ball in the cup?
All right, so some guys I got my eye on here quickly. Adam Scott seems like he can hit it decently far. Got a good all-around game here. Strokes gained total reflects that. Taylor Pendrith is spoiler alert going to be my guy this week. He hits the absolute piss out of the ball. Not necessarily the most accurate, but then a very good approach player and just like slightly below average putting. So maybe I'm on the Tim Dutcher model, where if that guy just putts like 0.2 instead of minus 0.1 or something, then he'll be fine. Davis Riley, not a new name. Seems like he'll fit in just fine here. Nick Hardy is a guy that I had been watching a while, trending. Kind of a tough finish last week, but he'll be fine. Cam Young is an absolute no-brainer. Like, he hits the absolute piss out of it and approaches it very well. Like, that's no. Patrick Cantlay will also be fine. Callum Tarrant, the English kid that was leading the U.S. Open for a little bit. What did you say?
Played well last week, too.
He's good. Scott Stallings is a guy that absolutely hits the cover off the ball. I think he'll be absolutely fine if he can just putt. And then the local young kid, Michael Thor Bjornsson. Give me Thor.
Yeah.
I know he has not a ton of rounds on the tour, but I think his finish at the Travelers this early on, solo fourth, I think that gives me enough confidence to come into a tournament like this, which is actually not as good as the Travelers, and still be able to play well.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Timmy, do you want to go?
Sure. So every 2 months, I justify betting this guy again. It's been 2 months, Ricky Fowler.
Oh, good. He's back. Okay.
He was a monster off the tee last week. Didn't really do anything else particularly well. Putter still lost, but if there's ever a guy who could start rolling in putts, if I'm going to stick to my guns here and go with my no putter theory.
Is he wearing the sunglasses again?
And he's a Rocket Mortgage sponsor.
He is a Rocket.
He's got to shave everything. Like, let's get some new juju going. This look.
The sunglasses worked.
I mean, I watched his featured round on Friday.
I watched on Thursday.
Yeah, and he was hitting like 330-yard carry drivers and then would go OB.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He was fighting for bogeys.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that obviously makes me feel better about.
No, hey. I mean, hey, he's like one of the hosts, so you know.
Yeah. And this is the time of the season I'm going to start taking gambles because I mean, getting crushed. Kevin Kisner, 2 top 10s in his last 2 starts here. He's played well the last 2 weeks. Played well at the Open. I thought he had no chance. He's usually a guy who plays better when the conditions are tougher. So without the bad weather, I thought he would struggle. He did not. He played really well. He had a 6 at the Travelers.
Yeah.
Not overly long, but not long at all. I wonder where he ranks in driving distance.
I think he
While you go,
averages
I'll
like
look it up.
285 off the tee. He's not long at all.
I mean, it's better than like Patrick
Longer than
Reed's.
me.
Yeah.
Patrick Reed gets like 270 now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. How?
Keegan, Mr. Bradley.
Keegs.
Yep.
He had a tough time over in Europe. He didn't make either cut at the Open or the Scottish Open, but 14th here in 2021, top 10 at the U.S. Open, top 20 at the Travelers. Again, talk about a guy who can rattle off birdies. Keegan Bradley, 100%. Siwoo Kim has been playing better golf. Hasn't particularly played well here, but I think he's making it. I mean, he's been basically either top 15 or miscut for a while now. So
Kevin Kisner is 20th on tour in accuracy off the tee and 163rd distance.
Do we know
I'd
what
take
his distance
that.
is? Is it
Yeah,
right
it's-
around 285?
281.
Wow.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Cam Champ, obviously I'm talking about long hitters. He's one of my favorite players. Gonna bet him. He does have some statistics to back it up. 2020, he had a T12, finished 16th at the 3M. But you got to pray for that putter.
Yeah.
And then my guy, Ju Young Kim,
Dude, he's fucking good. He's a baller.
already one of my favorite players. Played well overseas, came back, played well at the 3M. He's getting a ton of hype. Nickname is Tom, after Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh,
No,
I saw a video of him.
fucking
Yeah,
way.
he seemed really
Gave it to
fucking
himself
cool.
as a kid.
That is awesome.
Tom
Yeah.
Kim. Yep.
All right.
Thomas the Tank Engine
I
Kid.
like
His
him now.
swing might be the best on tour.
think so.
Pretty. It's
Watch the
pretty.
swing video of him.
It's
It's
nice.
so clean. Oh,
Okay.
it's beautiful. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll have some guys toward the bottom that I haven't really looked into, like JJ Spawn. I'm probably gonna bet.
Oh yeah.
He's always terrible, but plays well here for some reason. Russell Knox could coax me back in, but yeah,
Fair enough.
right.
And I'm with you guys with a lot of those. Keegan, I have him actually as a top 10. Plus 300 is a nice little opportunity. Just going with my top 10s, which I've been hot on. Started slow.
I know.
I've been hot.
I know, and we ripped you, and you shoved it right back up our hoops.
Yep, for now, and then it's going to come back to bite me in the ass inevitably. But I'm also with Thor Bjornsson, Chris Kirk. Feel
Yeah.
like this is going to be a good week for him. Probably coming in like T17 or something. That's just Chris Kirk for you. But my guy, my young stud that I've been on early, and I'm just going to keep riding with him. Chris Goddard hits the ball a country mile.
He does.
He just
dude.
absolutely mashes the ball. So if he can get in some good positions, throw a couple darts, hey, let's get cooking. I love Kisner. He can roll the rock. He doesn't have to be too long, but he's going to be accurate. He'll get it figured out. So I love Kiz top 20. He has good history here. Speaking of history, here's a guy that had a top, I believe it was a top 5, at the very least a top 10 at this very course within the past 3 years. And he has had some decent play throughout the year. He's very inconsistent. Doc Redman is plus 800 for a top 20.
the doctor.
Yep.
The Doc,
Is the doctor in?
yeah, I think so. I
right.
hope so. My bank account very much so hopes so that the Doc is in for business. And then Webb Simpson. Webb Simpson is just someone who, he's pretty dependable and he's going to show out when it's watered down fields like it is this week.
Yeah, like him, like getting in the contention at the Wyndham every year.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my guys. I mean, obviously, I have a handful more. I'll put them out on the sheet. I am taking my only outright is going to be Max Homa. Feels like he needs to get it into gear.
He's he might be getting the pregnancy brain from his wife.
Yeah,
I'm getting nervous about him.
he's almost getting to a point where it's DNB.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna reverse engineer that and be like, well, obviously he's gonna win this week,
Yeah,
right? So
okay.
at plus 1,400 odds. That's pretty much what I got. Let's move on to survivors and jackets.
All right. I'm going with a Taylor Pendrith survivor. He's definitely someone most of you haven't heard of, but look him up. And then a top 20 from that guy as well.
Fair enough.
I'm going Slick Rick both ways, top 20, and then for Survivor.
All right, and I'm gonna ride the young gun Cam Young,
I'm jealous. I know that's like the best one.
and then I'm just gonna jacket Will Zalatoris top 20. Hits it a country mile, and
not very. Yeah, you don't have to be accurate. I was gonna say his accuracy stats are not good.
But he's a striker, and he can get on approach. So
true.
One thing I didn't look into is who needs
FedEx
to play well.
points, bro.
yeah, that's something what we.
I mean, you nailed it with Ricky. He's like 130.
Yeah.
E. Smith is close. Cam Davis is close. Adam Long is very close. Daniel Berger is outside of it, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
Answer is playing for the other team. Yeah. Justin Rose way out of it. Adam Svensson's, I thought he played well enough to get sort of in contention.
Yeah. So my guy Pendrith is currently at 104. So I think he needs a good week.
Yeah.
Very doable.
Yeah.
Because it's the top 30 to East.
How about James Hahn grabbing a second?
Oh,
last
Jesus.
week?
I'm looking at
What are you looking at?
Those guys are inside of it.
Yeah.
I was looking at who's qualified for the BMW. So
Okay.
And James Hahn with like a third last week bumps him up into the playoffs. Dougie Gim right on the bubble. Piercy sort of on the bubble.
I bet he wishes he had that
the
one.
doctor, Cam Champ, he needs to. I'm gonna definitely bet him.
You know that I had his locker when I played at Harbortown, right?
Cam
You serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Not a big deal.
Dude,
I'm fascinated by his swing. I've been holed up in the house and I haven't been golfing. I've been just watching videos of his swing on loop, hoping that when I get back out there, it's programmed into my brain.
Yeah, I do the same thing with
lag,
Tom.
dude,
He has so much rotation.
It's insane. He's fully facing the fairway.
Dick to stick, baby.
It's literally insane.
Like him and Neiman, their swings fascinate me. Neiman's spine is like an L shape when he hits the ball.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't understand, but he's so lanky.
That's
He's got to be 155 pounds,
Neiman?
Yeah.
Might even be less, dude. Might be like $130.
and he just hits the ball so.
It's all that. It's all that.
He's tiny
It's all
too.
that
He's
torque.
centrifugal force, baby.
It's wild. Yeah, no, I bet you'll swing like Cam Champ next time, though, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like you're serious.
No, you could. I think you could. All right. I don't really have much else, guys. This is it's not the most exciting tournament, but it's a tournament. And we want to thank you again for tuning into episode 46. Do you guys have anything else on our way out besides fuck shipsticks?
Took the words right out of my mouth. No, I mean, hey, taking 17 days off work, very cool.
Yeah, that must
10 out of 10 recommend.
All right.
So everyone should do that.
All right, Tim. Stay safe. Stay healthy over there. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
That'll do it this week. Later.
Long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so wet, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play Scramble Pug through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go.